All right, I'm going to share the most boring secret to success. And it's pretty underrated, and that's because it's not very sexy. We don't really talk about it because it's not trendy and it doesn't sell courses and so on. And it's one of those things kind of like if you know, you know. So I'm going to share that. I'm Elaine. I've spent about 15 years in different organizations and companies, work globally, really got to chance to see how people build their careers. As a career coach, I've seen what works and doesn't work. As somebody myself who's had 17 jobs before 25, I know a thing or two of not doing things the right way. And on top of that, just being a recruiter and in talent development space, I've seen what works in professional careers and even businesses and what doesn't. And I'm going to share with you one thing that really makes you stand out as an individual in a world of just oversaturation. Now, we all know probably a person or two in our lives who might not have graduated from a big college or even a college at all, who maybe never worked at big companies or so on, but somehow they're still able to succeed and they're winning and they're the ones having jobs and opportunities when the economy is down or job market is, doing its thing. So what is it about them, right? Like they didn't tick all the boxes. So you might be wondering, like, what is it that they're doing right that I can learn from? And this is the thing we don't talk about because it's so unsexy. And you know what they're doing? They're reliable, available, and accessible. And a part of being that is just even remembering the small things that you remember about people. It could be some, a kid's birthday, somebody's anniversary, somebody's promotion that came up. It's really remembering them by introducing them to somebody else. It's by opening doors to them. It's just being reliable as a person and truly building a relationship with that person. We're so fast to just try to have relationships with people for our own benefit and what we can gain from that relationship that we forgot that actually it's all about giving. It's about adding value to other people. That is what this is about. This is not about what I can gather from other people. This is what value can I bring to the person that I'm interacting with. That is what it's about. And somehow we forgot it collectively. And I get it. Like there's a lot of talk about like, here's how you sell and here's how you build empathy and sell and, build relationships. But what if it just comes down to finding people that you actually want to build relationships with, where you actually can and want to be reliable and available and accessible to those people? And sure, it's a longer road. So if you still want to do the old school cold emails and cold outreaches to try to get some work opportunities, or my favorite is completely ghosting everybody, but then when you need a job you all of a sudden reach out to people because you remember them. It's like it's such a one-way street. It's such a one-way thinking that it's just mind-blowing to me, which is why I'm saying this skill set of just being reliable, available, accessible is so underrated. And how often do we just pause and say, am I actually being reliable, available, accessible? Who do you want to connect with? How do you want to do this? How do you want to do this business? How do you want to land that next job? What does it take to land that next job? Right? How are you going to maintain that network and so on? We're just so big on optimizing. There's so many like hacks, how to optimize this and productivity hacks and so on, and like making big moves that we forgot how to just have common professional courtesy. Right. And I think that's what need to go back to. So that's the first thing I would recommend to people who are like stuck in a career, business is not growing. Like, what is it? It probably starts with you. Look at how you're operating as a human being, as a professional in this world. And if you're thinking, okay, great, Alana, I get it. How do I actually do it? What does it look like in action? I'm going to tell you. Being boringly reliable is such a superpower because it is so rare. So here's some examples of what you can do. If you said you're going to introduce somebody, make sure you drop that intro to this other person, right? Try to do it within 24 hours, right? I mean, how long does it take to do an intro? Like a minute, 2 minutes, maybe max, right? So, create time to do what you said you were going to do for the person that you met, the ones that you're genuinely trying to build a relationship with, right? Keyword genuinely. It's not about being perfect. It's really just having a pattern that people understand that they can count on you. And it's really respecting, because if you respect your time and energy, and their time and energy, honestly, that alone is just rare. And furthermore, if you've spent an hour with somebody on a call, maybe they gave a demo, maybe it was a conversation, whatever, maybe they just gave you their free time, whatever it may be, at least drop a note as a follow-up, at least drop a thank you, at least say thanks, but no thanks. Declining an opportunity, declining an interaction, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what's worse? Ghosting that person. Because guess what? That person is still in your universe. They're probably in some kind of tribe that you're going to come across at some point in your life. And then what's going to happen is you already ruined your reputation. You've showed that person that not only you do not respect them, but you do not respect yourself, because you've now spent time with that person, your energy, to then just do nothing with it, right? To then just completely ghost and ruin the whole interaction. And that to me, I will never understand. So I get it. Again, I want to give grace to those people, but I also think it's really easy not to do that. That's all. I also think that it's very easy to just follow up and do what you say you're going to do. And I think that alone is such a game changer because it is so rare. Talent is common, vision is everywhere, optimization tricks are everywhere. But you know what's never going to go out of style and what really, really sells is doing what you said you were going to do. Being somebody who's reliable, available, and accessible. That is so, so important. And it is so rare that that alone is going to make you stand out. By showing people that you remember what actually matters to them, and by following up, and by showing them that you not only respect them, but you respect yourself, that is a complete game changer. And it doesn't require a lot of time from you. It just requires quick little audits of every interaction you have to retrain your brain to say, have I done what I said I was going to do? Have I delivered on what I was said I was going to deliver on? Have I followed up the way I should follow up? Have I treated this person the way I would have wanted to be treated? It is that simple.